EIDL loan applicants are furious that they didn't get a grant, didn't get a loan, but instead got not one but two drops on their credit score, as much as 10 points. This is a Sunday Bombshell exclusive from LALATE. Thanks for tuning in. As always, like and subscribe to this channel and drop your comments below, and we may feature them in Monday's recording. And as always, please click the alert button, the bell on the front of this channel, so to get alert when a new story comes in. But please tune in to our EIDL grand story tonight, which will have an additional bombshell. You see this? These are letters that LALATE has obtained from members of Congress in a new lawsuit concerning the EIDL loan and grant, and you haven't heard them until tonight. So stay tuned for that video later this evening. But first, the news. LALATE has been detailing to you in recent days the problem some of you have gotten in not receiving an EIDL grant and loan. As you know, if you don't receive a loan, now you're not receiving a grant. But what are you getting instead? Viewers are now reporting that they have received not one, but two hits on their credit score for receiving nothing from the SBA. It's a shame. As you know, EIDL applicants, when they go through the processes on the grant, generally have a hit on their credit score. And then when they process for an EIDL loan application, portal application, they go into the portal and they accept a certain amount of money and they press submit, another hit on their credit score occurs again. And some of them get nothing. They get a decline. In the end, what do they get? Nothing. They don't get a grant. They don't get a loan, but they get two hits on their credit score. And how big are those hits? LALATE asked you yesterday, and the cumulative response was about 5 to 6 points per credit check. Now, LALATE cannot independently confirm that information, but the consensus of viewers was that the hit was about anywhere from 3 to 6 points for each credit check. And in this case, if you went all the way through the portal invite, accept an amount, and get denied, you could potentially have had two hits on your Experian credit score, as much as 10 to 12 points, and never gotten a penny from SBA. It's quite shocking, but let's get right to your comments, and we'll be answering 96 incredible comments about the EIDL loan from Friday. Let's get right to them. Manuel Cake Daddy Pruitt, I keep getting the money and just following the loan agreement. My business needed it ever. The big banks when you first born an arm and leg. That was the easiest loan process ever. Love your channel. Well, thank you, Manuel Cake Daddy Pruitt. Glad you got your loan. Art Ram, if you're considering returning the loan, then you really didn't need it. Why apply? Well, as some of the viewers tuned in on Friday, and I'll certainly link that above, the terms and conditions of the EIDL loan was a shocker to many. It was something not revealed until they actually got the loan document. And now, upon watching that video from Friday, on Saturday they said, they are ready to return the loan or reduce the loan. Reducing the loan would bring it under the collateral of the collateral threshold, which is $25,000 per the loan agreement. If you don't understand where that triggers in, please click the link above, and that video goes over the terms and conditions. Kenzie, I don't know why people thought they were going to get $5 to $6 loans during this epidemic. People still waiting on their stimulus check. Well, actually, no. Ken, in one of our videos about a week ago, we detailed that the SBA's own official documents reveal that the average loan processed for EIDL is over $200,000. Quite surprising. Robert Henson, love the LALATE show. You are so wonderful. Well, thank you, Robert. Thank you for your kind comments on a regular basis. Shannon Desiree, absolutely look forward to seeing your videos every day. Well, thank you, Shannon. Very, very kind. Would have been a pure tragedy for you to end your channel. Please keep up the good work, and don't forget to have fun, and most of all, stay safe. And I hope you're staying safe, and everyone else watching this channel is staying safe this Memorial weekend. Lion imagery. My score went from 622 to 645 because of the poll. Only thing that makes sense is your channel. Keep it up. So this person says that two credit checks made his credit go up. I don't know. Derek Hendrick, SBA poll for the Experian Credit Bureau in the Midwest states. My credit score dropped by 1 point, so his dropped by 1 point. Kanoa, my Experian credit was checked in and lowered by 7 points. There's a 7-point drop, so one's 1 point, one's 7 points. Next Level Eddie, question, I got approved for an $81,000 loan and expecting they transferred it to my account this morning. I messed up. I should have gotten $150,000. Is it possible to fix those numbers in my application and get more money approved? So this is a great question. We did this in yesterday's video. If you have received a loan offer, haven't accepted the loan, did accept the loan, thinking of the loan, can you negotiate a higher loan amount? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. One of our viewers did and was successful on it. Doesn't mean you're going to be successful on it, but you can. One of the viewers typed into one of the comments, no, it's an agreement. It can't be changed after the fact. Not true. Anything can be changed after the fact. You can call SBA. Doesn't mean they're going to do it, but you can certainly try. Jeff Hansen, thank you for the daily encouragement, my friend. Stay groovy. Well, thank you, Jeff. You stay groovy too. JRW, Experian credit score dropped 75 points. Still no offer after 2 weeks to receive a $3,000 grant. He claims a drop of 75 points. I don't know. Do you agree with his comment? I certainly find it fascinating. Heartfelt music. Bombshell, yes. Uberlay, LALATE, great job. Got a loan approval without a second credit check. Very interesting. Nicholas Foulin was told you can send a check to SBA in Colorado location with difference that takes it below the $25,000. Oh, wow. So this is a bombshell 6 minutes into this video. There are going to be more bombshells, so stay with us to the very end. Bombshell. He says that you can return some of the money of your loan to a location in Colorado. Where is that? To bring it below the $25,000 threshold. If you don't understand what the $25,000 threshold is, click the link above that brings you to the terms and conditions video about the EIDL loan. That's what the $25,000 threshold is discussed. Lion Imagery. It's a sidebar to change the loan amount to whatever you want, then you submit it in. Interesting. Mike Tran. LA, you have done it. I have done it. It was a hurry to sign the closing documents, so I'm waiting to hear back from them. If they deny my request, I'll return it. PPP Forgiveness is asking for the amount of the EIDL grant. They'll turn this into a loan, so the grant is not free if you get the PPP as well. Lakey Handy. So how long does it take to return my loan before the payments begin? Don't know. A lot of you in Saturday's video had watched our report from Friday and said, no, you're done. You're returning the loan. You don't want it back. You don't want it, or you want it reduced between the $25,000 threshold. As you start to do that, please comment in the comments below. I want to know what happens if you start returning your loan on Tuesday when offices start opening after the Memorial Weekend, which I hope you're all enjoying beautifully. I want to know what happens, and so that's going to be a whole other topic of discussion on this channel. Then we have Victor Milbourne. Thank you for your channel. It really helped me. I appreciate it, Victor. Clyde Bevy, who comments regularly. What happens if you sell the business after you take the loan? Can the former owner continue to pay it, or does it become part of the sale of the business? That is really interesting. If you stay in the same location, it doesn't seem like it triggers the terms and conditions. Certainly if it's a new location, it does. And here's a funny little side bit. Hopefully it comes up later in the comments, but I don't think it does. Someone said, well, what if I'm a home-based business? And my response, and because of the terms and conditions, says you cannot move your business. And I said, well, under the terms and conditions, if you work in the kitchen, you can't move to the living room without SBA's approval. Of course, I was joking. Victoria Channel, do you get the grant only and not the loan? No. How do you get the grant only and not get the loan? You get lucky. You get your thing processed back in March or April. People now are no longer just getting the grant. They have to get the loan to get the grant. Jorge Solis. May 4th, I received my grant advance, but today is May 23rd. I still not received my loan offer. I would call SBA. It's been about a month. It's been too long. SH. So what if my loan is $24,000? Do I need collateral? No. The terms and conditions video above says they will not require you to take collateral. They will not require collateral on a loan $25,000 or less. However, please watch that video because there are other issues that you may find the loan too expensive to carry or too much documentation to keep track of if you wish to have it for a long duration. Paul Ryan, I got my portal invite a couple days ago. I accepted the amount, but I'm going to ask for a little bit higher amount. So here he goes. He's going to negotiate. I'm waiting for them to accept my loan, and then I'm going to ask for more. per your suggestion, to ask where the grant is. So he's also following our advice and says, hey, when you get a loan offer, call them up and say, where's my grant? Please, 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 if you're watching this video and you receive a loan offer, please call them up and say, where's my grant money? Don't sit around and assume it's coming to you. It's just not. The process is not so beautiful that that's happening. Please call them up and say, where's my grant money? Smart Smith, MD, love the name. So you can keep and use the money as collateral for 12 months with no interest and payments. If money is not used and repaid completely in the first month, 13 months. Yes, there's no early repayment penalty under the EIDL loan. Jose Amador, 330 Vortex, got my approval today, signed. Thank you for all your great advice. So Jose is a longtime viewer, and he got out of that 330, that March 30th Vortex of nothing going on, and he finally got approved today, this weekend. So great news. America City, if you get denied because of credit, can you fix it to be reconsidered? Yes, absolutely, America City. You can file for reconsideration for any purpose, but remember, reconsiderations can be filed up to 6 months upon receipt of the denial letter. So if your credit is going up, or you use some credit agents, a credit service to get your credit number up, absolutely, it's a great benefit. Lee's 706. I would never return the loan. How do you really believe the SBA government will be able to track you when you spend your loan? There are hundreds of thousands of funded loans. Big Mattis, credit pull 414, got nothing. Wow. David Johnson, hard inquiry on my credit score. Knocked my FICO from a 805 down to 801. So it was a 4-point drop. Should I be worried? No. April 4th, he applied April 4th, got his grant May 5th. Another hard inquiry on 523. Can you buy a fixed asset that's essentially to your business? I will not accept anything over $25,000 if I get the loan offer. So he watched our video on Friday, the terms and conditions, and he absolutely does not want to go about that $25,000. Good idea, David, if that's what you think is good for you. Michael Kalmaher. As for issues of acceptable loan terms, they are harsh, but not worse than the private sector. I'm not convinced this is unfair. If it's default, it's by my definition. SBA is entirely justified. Well, I appreciate that. That's not to say that's the terms that some of these viewers of this channel don't want to have. Amy Evans, I applied on April 4th, received a $1,000 grant on April 28th. Great, Amy. Still haven't heard anything about the loan. Too long, Amy. Call SBA. I have a feeling that a little butthurt that I've not been invited to a portal until I watched your Bombshell on the terms and conditions. She watched the terms and conditions video. Thanks anyway, SBA. Thank you, Amy. Mike Davis just received the portal invite this morning, but after logging in with my email, it was just spinning and won't completely log me in. Anyone's experienced this? Thank you for everything you do. So Mike or anyone else that's watching this channel that has problems with a loan portal website, I mean, this is not a tech channel, but I certainly know a little bit about tech. If you're having problems with it, open it up in a different browser. So if you're using Firefox, switch to Chrome. If you're using Chrome, switch to Firefox. Try it in an Explorer, or the latest version of an Explorer, which has a different name. Try a different browser. Sometimes that works. Also clear your cache. That may be an issue. Bill Lemon. LALATE, thank you for your diligence on such a great topic. I appreciate your diligence avoiding clickbait. Yes, we do not default to clickbait. Comments that suggested go through. The assertion that default on minor T&Ls of the loan would jack up the principal by 50th amount is pretty unbelievable. It's horrible. So Bill actually had a great exchange with me in comments, which we love to do with our viewers, and he talked about the issue we raised in Friday's video, which was Saturday's video. Someone in the comments said that, hey, if they want to call the loan because they think you are in violation of the terms, they can ask for $150,000, 150% of the loan amount. Bill talked about that's when SBA calls it fraud. My response was great. So we have to sit back and guess when they're going to call it fraud, when they're calling the loan, or when they don't call fraud. And if they call fraud, whether it is or isn't, they're going to be asking for $150,000 as a penalty. A lot of issues to consider. Robert Dunham waited 4 months for the SBA to approve a $30,000 loan, submitted financial documents, almost 2 months, loan portal processing, approved for around $25,000, but still waiting. Interesting. I would call SBA if you still haven't got the money. Big Mattis. I got my loan offer, $26,000 plus a $1,000 grant yesterday. Too many rules. I want to spend it how I want to choose it. I'm returning and just keeping the grant for all this BS. Well, there you go, Big Mattis. He doesn't want to deal with all this junk. He wants to return it and keep the grant money. Good for you. I mean, that was a good move by him. So he went through the whole process. He actually signed the loan document, which you can. And here we have a bombshell at 14 minutes into this taping. He went through to get the grant. He actually signed the loan document and then got the grant money. He said, thank you for the grant money. And here's back your loan money because I don't want your darn loan. It's interesting. It's a great move. It's not something we would necessarily say to do, but it certainly worked for him. Something for you all to consider as well. The Black Vice Newman. My credit score dropped by 2 points on one poll, he's saying. Harris Osborne. So if you have a home-based business, are you not allowed to move or relocate your family? Apparently no. LALATE, love your channel from Dress Lady 411, and you are the bombshell for the 330 Vortex would be waiting around like zombies. You're great. People need to know this. FYI. To the Vortex and Bombshell crew. I love that. The Vortex and Bombshell crew. Separate this money to make sure you follow the guidelines and meet the criteria. Upon receipt of the loan, I immediately opened a separate bank account. Great advice from Dress Lady 411. So she opened a separate bank account just to put the loan money in, when she got it, because she didn't want it to commingle with other things and she wanted to keep it clear. I want to keep it separate. Ordered checks to keep their paper trail. Since the grant money is forgiven, you don't need to pay it back. I left an operating account. Great point. Twisted Karma. Yes, you can have EIDL and PUA at the same time as long as you don't double dip and use EIDL for payroll. Interesting. D, they should start a congressional investigation of the SBA and replace the head. I doubt there would be an SBA in 3 years. D, watch our EIDL grant video going up at about 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time tonight. It's going to talk about what the Senate is doing with SBA. Have faith pressure washing system. I called SBA yesterday. I spoke to a Tier 2 representative that has the status about my application. The guy had duplicate applications. I never got anything. No advance, no nothing. So the information I submitted indicated economic injury. Also awful. Keep us updated. Hey, have faith. Adu boo. Why are people so freaking out about returning the money? It's used for. We don't know when this pandemic will end. Take the money and use it to get through the pandemic, and get everything back to normal. That's interesting comments, Adu. Thank you for your comments. Jose Amador. My credit went down 1 point from one poll. Florida Cannabis Guy. The show may be called LA, but you're LA epic. Well, thank you, Florida Cannabis. Very nice. Thank you for all your help. I was in the 330 Vortex after calling yesterday. We got the grant, and today I got my invite to the portal. The loan was for $5,500. A $5,000 loan, really, SBA? So I called and demanded $23,000. Good for you, Florida. Was told by a very rude operator that the amount was final. I told her she's a liar and hung up the phone and called back and asked for a Tier 2 representative, asked for a supervisor, and she was epic, very helpful and reported my request to the loan officer. You know what happens? Keep it real and the rest of the world will follow. Well, very well. He did not tolerate a rude person on the phone who said $5,000, take it or leave it. He said, I want more money. I want $23,000, clearly keeping it under the $25,000 threshold, as our video above talks about, and he is still negotiating, as others on this channel are. So please tell us what happens. Toshiba Voodoo, great, thank you. Audrey, loved it, thank you. Ricardo Hall, LALATE, applied 4-9, received the grant. Today I received an alert from Experience stating that any attempt from the SBA to check my credit, that there was an attempt from the SBA to check my credit, but it was locked. LALATE, what should I do? Should I call SBA or just wait? What's going to happen to my case now? I'm such a butthead. Please help my knowledgeable SBA king. SBA king. Well, some of the viewers of this channel have said that a locked account does not prevent the grant or loan from being processed, and that they got the loan and grant even though that there was a lock. I don't know if that is information that I would rely upon. If you really want them SBA to see that Experian credit check information, I would call them up and ask them if it's an issue. It may not be an issue. I don't know. Toshiba, but for the viewers of this channel, they have generally said it is not an issue. Toshiba Voodoo, EIDL, what is the business goes under and fails? Is the other owner personally responsible for the loan? Yes, that's absolutely true. Audrey, loved it. Thank you. Michael Palba, just hang on to the loan and get the grant portion, then return the loan portion. He says exactly what the other person says. The SBA should retract the injuries for all those credit was pulled, but were denied the loan. And there you go. 19 minutes into this video, Michael Palpa says exactly what we're saying, which is get the loan, get the grant, and then return the loan. Elizabeth Truth, I received a denial letter via email. I don't have a problem with this. Okay. Michael Calamere, again, I got my grant money with the loan. All in all, worked out, but it was expected. Great work. Thank you so much. Well, thank you, Michael. Mike Tran, everyone who hasn't gotten the EIDL grants or loans, please beware. If I was in your shoes, excited and anxious to get the grant and pray for the loan for approval, after signing the documents, I decided to read the terms again. That's where I realized that I will return it all back to stupid SBA. It's not easy to swallow their money. The grant will become a loan if you receive the PPP. Economic injury disaster loan is a disaster if you read the terms and conditions. You only want to read it after you get approved and find yourself very disappointed. Well, interesting comments. This is Sunday Memorial Weekend. I hope everyone is being safe. I appreciate your time. I also appreciate some of you for watching our video today on the match, Tiger versus Phil, which was a golf story. It's certainly not a finance story, and it was very well received and very well watched. Oh, and this is about 2 hours after it went live. So if you like golf, please watch that video as well. If you have comments about today's videos, please drop them below, and we will answer them in Monday's recording. As always, stay of LA for more.